Here's the intro. Whoa, we're about to get out of control here because today we're going to be taking a look at random Game Boy versions of console games. Now to clarify, I'm only looking at original Game Boy games, as in the ones that came in gray cartridges. I won't be looking at Game Boy Color games because apparently there's people that like to keep those game systems separate, even though the Game Boy Color is basically just a slightly upgraded Game Boy. But also this video would be a lot longer if I also included Game Boy Color games, so I'm just going to stick to original gray cartridge Game Boy games. So let's get started. First up is Battletoads. Now I've already reviewed this game separately as Danny Treefrog Reviews, so let me just say, watch that video for me to kind of explain the situation of this game, because this is technically not a portable version of the console game, but it is at the same time because of the box art and the name. It's really confusing, but I'm just going to count it in this anyway. Well, this is a one-player only experience, so we'll just go with showing one Toad. Don't be shy, come into the dark where I can see. Stranger danger, I need an adult. Oh, okay, well, she's upfront about it. So in this game, you just play as Zitz, and if you're wondering who that is, in case you don't know the Toads, well, that's the one on the cover. Well, the biggest one on the cover. Even though this is considered a different game, it feels like Battletoads. Sure, it's gonna feel a little different considering you're playing it on a Game Boy, so the characters look a little bigger, but it still feels like Battletoads, like you're not gonna feel that much of a difference. But the differences that are there, I actually prefer them over the NES version. Now when I say different, I mean like somewhat in the physics and the level design. And, well, obviously this wouldn't normally be the second level in the NES version. This is a very different game, isn't it? But I'm not really sure why, I just prefer this version of the game. Well, honestly, nostalgia probably has a hand in that. See, I first played this game back in 6th grade, so I was still a kid back then. Also, this was my very first Battletoads game, so those together might be why I prefer this one over the others. It might also have to do with the fact that this is a little easier than the NES game. A little easier. So if you find this game for a decent price and you have something that can play it, I'd say give this one a go. Alright, next up we have the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. I'm just going to be calling it Crazy Castle because that's what most of the series is called. Now this one doesn't have any kind of confusing background. It has the same name as the NES version because it is the same game, just on Game Boy. This is a puzzle game in which you have to collect all the carrots and avoid enemies. For an early 90s Game Boy game, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, and it does get a little repetitive after a while, but it's a good little distraction for a car ride or something. This one obviously has a lot less color to it than the NES version, though somehow they got Sylvester's color right. And I think some of the level design is a bit different from the NES version, but that could be due to that could have been due to the limitations of the Game Boy. It's nothing spectacular, but if you want to give it a try, it's pretty cheap these days. And the last game on our list today is Pac-In-Time. And for those of you who didn't know that this was a thing, well, it was also a thing that released on Super Nintendo and DOS. This is also a thing that would make you look at the villain and say, this is from a Pac-Man game? Good title screen music. I guess we're just gonna have a moment of silence for this. Also, this goes on for quite a while because there's a lot of story here, I guess. I guess they just couldn't tell it through cutscenes, could they? Okay, now we have music, I think. Pac-Man, you doing alright? You got a bad case of the sunburn there, don't you? Well, the physics are a bit weird in this game. I mean, I guess having a ball character is gonna do that. Honestly, for a Game Boy game in 1994, this is a little bit advanced. I don't mean in terms of graphics or anything, but just what all you can do. Like, in some ways, this feels like a very early side-scrolling Pac-Man world. This obviously wasn't the very first Pac-Man platformer, Pac-former, but this one definitely has a lot to it, and it's pretty fun. And apparently this version is a little more original than the Super Nintendo version because the SNES version is just a clone of a game called Fury of the Furries. Interesting. Okay, so I got that pretty backwards. I meant to say that the Super Nintendo version was more original and all the other versions are like that Fury of the Furries game. Alright, go ahead and leave the comments in the comment section. Anyway, clone or not, this is a pretty fun game right here. I'd say give it a try if you find it for a decent price. And I guess also give Fury of the Furries a try too, since it's basically the same game. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this type, and let me know if you want to see more of these. Maybe next time I'll have longer videos like that, or have more games to show. But in any case, I say in any case a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like if you like this video, and do the subscribes if you want to see more of these. And again, thanks for watching. I repeat that for some reason.